are watching The Convo with Dr. Frida and James Wetu. Convo, encouraging conversation that matter.
Wow. Welcome to today's show. We are very excited to have you this evening. Karibu sana, wherever you are watching us from. My name is James, and I'm joined with Dr. Frida today. Last week, she decided to abandon me and leave me alone. And I'm so excited to be coming to you today. Karibu sana. One request, please share with your friends. Just tap share and tell your friends what is happening. You can create a watch party so that you can maybe view what other people are saying. If you have a question, kindly hapo chini andika kitu, or just like show some love by liking that the heart thing. We really appreciate. And today we've learned an exciting topic. Wow, I just want to explore this topic because it's so meaningful to me, and I'm looking forward. In the meantime, I want to invite Dr. Frida to say hi and tell us how her week has been. how her week has been. Good. So we're really excited, Frida.
Yes,
how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good.
It's good to finally be back.
Yes,
I did not abandon you last week.
What happened?
I was behind the scenes.
Thank
I did
you.
not abandon James last week. I was
Yes.
behind the scenes making
Yes.
sure they are looking great.
Yes.
And I like the conversation you had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to when we have Steve back.
Steven is loaded with content.
Yes,
and we are going to
he
bring
is.
her back, by the way.
Yes, he
Yes,
should come
yes,
back and
yes.
talk about marketing. We need
Yes,
to know how to
yes.
market our blogs
Yes, social
and
media marketing, all
YouTube
those
channels and all those things.
Yes.
So thank you for hosting him.
Thank you.
And Steve, if you're watching us, please, we need you back here.
Yes,
Very
like
soon.
every week.
Yes.
Yes.
So, James, my week has been great,
yes.
and this week I've really been stretched. I've done things that I never thought I could.
Yes.
But I thank God that I had the opportunity. You're the one who taught me that I should not deny those opportunities. I should not say no to opportunities when they come.
Yes,
So I'm just glad that I had opportunities to grow.
Oh yeah. We when opportunity come knocking, you grab them.
Yes, you do.
And you don't shy away from opportunities.
Yeah.
You grab them and you learn as you do.
Yes.
Don't jali kama unajua ama ujui.
Yes.
Just grab, you learn a lot as you go along the way. So Frida,
Yes.
I know this week you guys resumed your classes.
Oh yes,
Wow.
we did.
How has it been? It's 7 months.
It's been 7 months.
Yeah.
And it actually felt like it's been a year.
was
Because
it?
I was excited. I was excited to be back in school.
Yes.
But then I was confused at the same time.
Yes.
I mean, it was exciting. It felt like the first day of school. I even did a blog about it.
Oh yeah, I read
Like
it.
immediately I got home, I started writing. I wanted
Yes.
to share my experience with other people
Yes.
out there. And COVID is strange because even our school has changed. There are so many hand washing stations everywhere, posters everywhere reminding you that we are not safe, guys. You need to wash your hands, keep social distance.
it's
Even the
anything.
teachers are afraid to
Contact and that's it. Okay.
especially lecturers in universities are a bit old.
Yes,
so
yes. Oh yeah.
they're in that
yeah,
age group
yeah,
that is
yeah,
vulnerable.
Yeah.
So they really don't want to interact with us, which is a bit weird.
Okay.
And there's a professor behind the scenes and he's laughing. So, but I'm glad you're back.
Yes.
And I'm taking time to adjust, but I know I'll get there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
One day at a time.
Yeah, one
That
day at
was
a time.
One day at a time.
Sure.
It's been a good experience, right?
Yeah,
So do you
been
guys
good.
do you remember what you guys learned? You learned last or
I actually didn't know what that unit was about.
what?
I knew the unit code. I
Yes.
just didn't know what it was about. And when the teacher said that you're going to have an exam, I was like, wait,
Yes,
what?
yes.
They're having an exam. I don't remember anything about this unit. And then, I'm used to being outdoors and doing other stuff that don't require me to be seated for an hour concentrating.
Yes.
So when I was in class, my mind kept going elsewhere. I did so many things. I even
thinking
came
about
to
the
Life of
broadcast.
God broadcast. I came to Life of God broadcast during the class,
Yes.
and I did so many things,
Yes.
and then I went back to class. Man, it wasn't
Wow.
even an hour, but I did so many things in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I hope ultimately you like the fact that you guys can go back
Yeah, I
and
do.
finish your out courses, out train and all that stuff.
Yeah, I
And
really
just
like it.
graduate and just
Yes, and just be
explore
done
new.
with school.
Wow.
Yes.
So I think it's a good thing. And,
Yes.
yes. So we want to take a short break.
Yes.
We don't want to delve so much in what, because I could have asked so many questions
I
about
know.
going back, but because of time, we don't want to go there. We want to take a short break. When you come back, we start exploring mentorship.
Yeah.
Is there a new word to you? Mentorship. Why does it matter? So again, this is Conversation That Matter, brought to you by James Wetu and Frida, and we are so excited to have you with us. A short break, we come back.
You are watching The Convo with Dr. Frida and James Wetu. Convo, encouraging conversation that matter.
Well, welcome back. So this week we wanted to explore a topic that is very meaningful, that coming very hardy into our lives. Could it be your career? Could it be your personal life? Could it be your education? Mentorship is very handy in your life. They say that, Frida, this is what I actually noted, and I read it somewhere, that the people who have done so much is because they stood in the shoulders of giants.
True.
Yeah, because when you're up there, you're able to see far,
Yes.
where so many other people are not able to see.
Sure.
So when you have this giant is able to, you're able to look ahead and see what so many people can see, and that's mentors. And so it become a very crucial element of our lives, having mentors, having people who we are looking up to. And so we're going to define what mentorship is.
Yes.
So maybe because maybe you don't understand, because there's so many professions, Frida.
Yes.
We have things to do with the counseling. We have last week we were speaking about coaching with, you remember we mentioned so much about coaching
Yes,
with
I remember.
Steve.
Yes.
And so there's so many professionals, therapy and all that, and they play a very crucial role depending on the circumstance and depending on the issue.
Yeah.
But one unrivaled area is the area of mentorship.
Yeah.
Very crucial.
Yes.
Very crucial. And so we thought that it's good to speak about it, tell guys why it's very crucial,
Yes.
and if you don't have a mentor, why you should consider having a mentor. There's so many challenges in the life, and you need some people who've been there, who've seen it, who've done it, and can hold your hand and walk with you and encourage you.
Yeah,
So
sure.
freedom. So anything you want to add on that?
I would just to get in and define what mentorship
Yes.
is. We say that mentorship is, I like the one you've said about standing on the shoulders of giants.
Yes.
We say that mentorship is a relationship whereby someone who is more knowledgeable or
Yes.
experienced in
Yes.
a particular area
Yes.
holds the hand of someone who is less experienced and guides them through that path, So a mentor, one of our pastors says it's a mentor, not a mentor.
Mentor. Okay.
A mentor.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't want to bite my tongue.
Yes.
So a mentor is that person who is more experienced in that particular area or field.
Yes.
Then the mentee is someone who is looking to get the experience and to learn from that other person.
Yes.
So basically, when we talk about mentorship, it's just a relationship between two people. But I realize that we can have that relationship between one mentor and a group of people. It doesn't have to be two people,
Yes.
Then I've realized that you also have an intentional mentorship where someone mentors you
mentorship,
and it was not intended, like say you've been an unintentional mentor. Like we didn't sit down and say, I'm going to mentor you into blogging. So we didn't sit down
so
and
we didn't have like that
it wasn't
arrangement,
official,
so professional.
It wasn't professional,
Okay, intentional mentorship.
Yeah, so we have.
And could this be where I notice a potential in you?
Yes.
And I come and tell you, by the way, Frida, I think you can do this.
Yes.
Try it out.
Yes.
Then I encourage you, I push you to do it, and then all of a sudden, wow, you're flourishing.
Yeah, and I think that's what you did, because I didn't think I could write. I kept saying that. I didn't think
read
I
your
could.
blog, the one that you read recently.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I think I need to write like Frida.
Okay.
You're able to bring out your personal experience and do some lessons.
Yeah, sure.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, I think you're the one who encouraged. Do you remember a conversation we had about vulnerability?
Vulnerability, yes. I think there was a second conversation we had.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think that is an example of, we might get carried away and talk about writing instead. I've just realized. So I think this is an example of unintentional mentorship.
Yes.
But today we also want to discuss about that formal mentorship.
Mentorship, yes.
Like for example, James, I am in the field of medicine, and I'm looking to be a doctor. I want to be a doctor and a surgeon at that matter.
Yes.
So really, I cannot approach you and ask you to be my mentor in medicine.
Definitely, yes. Sure.
Even if you are so learned and you had so many other degrees, as long as you're not in my field, I can't approach you and ask you to be my mentor. So a mentor is someone who is in your field, who has gone ahead of you in the field that you're interested in. Not in another field. We shouldn't confuse that.
Interest.
Because I've seen people saying so and so is my mentor, but then you also realize when they're saying that, they don't have, they are just saying that because that person is famous or influential, but they are not in the field that you're in.
Want to pursue.
So now, I'm not a singer, so I cannot say Sinachi is my mentor. She can be a role model because I'm looking up to her, the way she carries herself, the way she ministers and all that. I can look up to her in that area, but then I can't call her my mentor. Also because a mentor-mentee relationship is a relationship. When someone is your role model, someone can be a role model when you're not even relating to them. Like now, Ben Carson has been my role model, but I've never met him. I've never related with him. He doesn't know me. I've just read his books and watched his movie and videos and all that. So a mentor and a mentee have to relate. They have to.
There's a relationship.
Yeah, there's a relationship.
There's some sort of agreement.
Yes.
I know I'm mentoring someone. We meet maybe once in a week or once in a month, whichever the arrangement is. That sort of arrangement.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be physical meeting. It can even be live.
Yes.
Not, what would you call them? Like Zoom. Yeah, like
call.
Online on call. Yeah.
Yes.
But it has to be a relationship.
And it's built over time. It's
built over time. That's right.
Great. Frida, there's one story that I love so much, and I think that can help us understand the value of mentorship. And that's the story of Naomi and Ruth. It's a very sweet story.
Yeah.
And sometime back, Frida, I didn't understand why this story, everyone speaks about Naomi and Ruth and all that stuff. I read the entire book. I didn't really catch it. But later on, when you trying to figure out some of the beautiful relationships that you can tell, some of the nicest stories, it's between Ruth and Naomi. And you know what happened? Ruth's husband dies and all that stuff, and this lady tells, "Oh, you guys, because my sons have died, you guys can go."
Yeah.
But this one lady said, "No, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with you.
Yeah.
Bad times or good times, I'm with you."
Yeah.
And this woman stuck with Naomi. And what translates after that is the Naomi and Ruth moves, and Naomi getting married to the Boaz guy, and they get a son, Obed, then Jesse, then David. I don't know what happened until the the lineage of Jesus.
Yes.
And I was trying to imagine what if Ruth, though, like the other lady, and said, "Okay, the sons are dead, so let me go and look for a different kind of life somewhere," and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But when I think she noted the wisdom in this lady and Naomi, that is, and Naomi kind of spoke to Ruth, even giving her advice, telling her what she needed to do. Because I think Naomi had seen and knows who Boaz is.
Yeah.
She knew what ought to happen when maybe maybe what need to happen to Ruth, and she advises her what she need to do, and Ruth obeys what Naomi is telling her.
Yeah.
And she goes, and the story changes completely. I think for me that is one of the beauties, one of the most beautiful story I can come across about
Mentorship.
relationship, in this case mentorship.
Yeah, and James, I've just learned something from that story as you're sharing it.
Yes.
You know how we say that a mentor sees something in you that you probably haven't seen.
Yes.
You know, in their case, Ruth saw something in Naomi, so the mentee saw something in the mentor that Naomi didn't actually know she had that. That's why Ruth says, "Your God will be my God, your people my people." Ruth was willing to stick with Naomi because she knew she kind of saw Naomi had something special, and she was after what she was seeing. But Naomi wasn't seeing
Wasn't aware, but Ruth saw something.
Yeah.
And this is what she was yearning for.
Yes.
Because you look at when they didn't have money, they didn't have resources, but she chooses to stick with
Naomi.
Yes, because maybe it's something that, and the same thing, Frida, I think a mentor and a mentee. The mentee notices something about a person.
Yes.
Maybe it's a certain character that he wants to emulate.
Yes.
Or maybe it's in terms of a business.
Yes.
He's doing so well in business.
Yes.
And we want to, emulate that. And so, because I've seen the potential in you, or there's something I can learn from you, I come to you and I have to achieve these things that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Yes. Amazing. Wow. So maybe we can go ahead and ask ourselves. I think we've started exploring it.
Yeah.
Why do we need mentors? Why? Why in the first place? Why do we need them?
Yeah. I think, James, my auntie, Lucy Munge, and by the way, my uncle is watching. I can see him just as Murata Wamadhani. God bless you. I love you so much.
He's my friend.
I know. Yes, I knew you didn't know he's my uncle. But he's a very good man.
Wow.
Yeah, so anyway, I was saying, my auntie keeps telling me that you don't need, if someone has walked in a certain path and cleared the bush, you don't need to go beat the bush somewhere else. Just walk in the path they have already, cut out and follow them. As long as that path is leading you to the right direction and to the direction of your purpose, so you can follow them instead of going and beating the bush afresh. Doing the work again. So that is reason number one why we need mentors. We need mentors because there are people who have been ahead of us that have gone through what you're going through, that have gotten to where you want to get to. So that is why you need to identify someone who has already achieved what you're trying to achieve. Someone who has been there, done that. That person is able to help you, hold your hand. And then when you talk about mentors, James, we have to clarify that this relationship is a free relationship. You're not paying to. It's not like when you pay a consultant. When you're doing a business and you pay a consultant to come and look at your work, tell you where to improve, and tell you where you're failing, identify your strengths and all that. Now there you're paying. But for mentorship, it's someone who is holding your hand, and their reward is that they get to see you become like them or even better. That is what is in for them. They get to see you become better than them or even like them. Yeah, so I think that is my first reason why everybody needs a mentor. You need to identify someone who has gone ahead of you. You can pick lessons from. I think that is huge. And you mentioned something. Still, when you mentor someone, like let's say I've been lighting for some time, and sometimes I could get weary. But if I introduce you to lighting, and I tell you the experiences I have, you're starting at another level, not the level I started with. That is true.
Yeah, and so when the level you started, you're able now to even be more innovative than I was.
Exactly.
And so you're able to, achieve more and shape human direction than if you were starting from Zero.
Zero,
I think what
yeah.
you're saying is that we learn from our experiences,
Yeah.
and our experience can be transferred to other people, and then maybe
Yeah.
so that when I'm starting,
Yeah.
I'm not starting, at this level.
Yeah.
I'm starting at a higher level,
Yeah.
and so that's what we're saying. A giant, you're able to see
You're
further.
able to see
So
further.
when you don't have a mentor, basically you have to start from clearing the bushes.
bush, yeah.
But if you're working with a mentor, he'll tell you, man, you don't have to go this route.
Yeah.
You need to, start here. These are the
Yes.
mistake you
Yes.
need to make, and all that stuff. Something else, when it comes to mentorship, and this, Frida, is something that I think it's, I don't know, but mentors
Yeah.
also could invite you. For example, if I'm doing a broadcast,
Yes.
or we are streaming,
Yes.
I could invite you to the desk
Yes.
and help you do it.
Yes.
If I'm doing social marketing, I could call you and show you what I'm doing, and maybe I can actually leave you, doing it.
Wow.
Yeah, because they say if I can tell you something and you may forget.
Yes.
And they say that if I teach you, also you could some point forget
Yeah.
again. But if involve you in a task,
Yeah.
it's so hard to forget. You always remember that.
Yes.
You always remember that.
I actually listened to some guy called Kenneth Ortiz, and he was saying, he was saying that he was approached by someone, and that person wanted him to mentor them to become a public speaker.
Public speakers, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when he finally accepted, to mentor them, he would actually go attend their sermons. So Kenneth would go attend when the mentee was having sermons, and he was going to speak somewhere.
Yes,
So
yes.
the mentor would actually go attend. The mentor would go attend the sermons, and those are the events he was speaking at, and take notes.
Oh.
And then later he would arrange to meet the mentee, and then he would tell the mentee, this is where you went wrong. He would first identify the strengths, like this was good, you did this was very good, your eye contact was brilliant, all those things, and then he would tell them this was your weakness. So I like the bit where you've mentioned that we should involve.
Yes. You enjoy the benefit because the mentor will involve you in their work.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. And so from here, you're learning from hands-on experience. You know what you need to do. If it's a social media marketing, you know how to create ads. You don't just come and tell you how you go about. You go to the dashboard, you select your audience. You're doing it hands-on.
Yes.
So when you do something, it's so hard to forget it. Sure. But if I tell you something, you'll forget. But if we involve you, it's very hard.
It's very hard.
And that's the beauty and that's the joy of having a mentor.
Yeah.
Yes.
And James, this week, Pastor Jeff left me to do Impacting Nations. And I wasn't sure I would do it. And the bit about involving, it's because I've been with him for quite some time, and he tells me this is how someone prepares a sermon. If you're preaching for 30 minutes, this is how you prepare a sermon. That is teaching. But on Wednesday, it was the time to, do it. Like,
do it now. Yes.
He would involve me. And I know you remember last year we did a program in NIBS.
Oh, yeah.
And he had this mentorship with us where he was telling us, the first thing is, I am the one doing, you guys are watching, and then at the end of it, we talk.
We talk about it.
Yes. The next step is, I am the one doing, you guys are helping, and then we talk.
We talk about review, and then we talk about it.
Yes. Then the next one was, now you're the one doing, I am the one helping.
Okay.
So the mentee is now the one doing
it,
and then the mentor is helping, and then at the end of it, we talk. Then the other one is, now the mentee is doing, the mentor is watching, not even helping, and then they talk about it. Then the last one is, now the mentee is doing, and somebody else is watching, and then they talk. So the cycle continues and continues.
So basically, what are you amazing? That cycle.
Yeah, that cycle. That's how you get to mentor someone.
Wow. And you know what, Fred? I think that's why sometimes all of a sudden you wonder, how did that person become so successful overnight?
Yeah.
And I think if they tell you the secret, because they had mentors. There's some people who assisted them. Tell them, no, you can't do that. This is not how you do a business plan.
Yeah.
You can skip this. You don't have to worry about all these things.
Yeah.
If you want finances, you go directly here.
Yeah.
And I think, because you are taking time to work with this person and learn what they are doing, and you involve them.
Yeah.
Amazing. Wow. It's hot here. So amazing. So I think so those are we are trying to review why you need a mentor.
Yeah, why is it important?
It's very important.
Yeah.
Another thing, Frida, and I think this is huge, is the fact that and the same thing you've told me about what you did Wednesday. A mentor will notice your potential.
Yeah.
And your mentor is interested with your personal growth. What will he do? He will push you to be the best.
Sure.
And that's the beauty. And actually, Fred, if it go back to how you started lighting, I know you had like taken almost 1 year trying to figure out how to go about it. Until you say we are creating an account now.
Yes.
So sometimes you just need someone to push us.
Yes.
And something that happened recently is Davis. Davis was doing some interpretations from nowhere.
Oh
just come.
yes, and yeah.
And he did it so well. Why?
That
Because
was a good one.
I think he wouldn't have asked him to come over
Yeah.
if he has not, spent time to train and teach this person, or even observation.
Yeah.
And he did it so well.
He did it so well.
So sometimes when you have a mentor, he'll push you to be the best version of yourself.
That is true.
Because sometimes the reason why we don't do what we are supposed to do is because we are fearful. What we said.
Yeah, and sometimes we need affirmation.
Yes, you don't have someone to affirm you.
Yes.
You need someone who can tell you, Mazi, I'm with you.
Yes.
So go and do it.
Back, yes.
Go and do it.
Yes.
And so when you go there, like what you're saying,
Yes.
you do, we talk.
Yes.
How was it? Tell me
How
about the
was
experience. This is what I felt.
Yes.
I'll tell you, if you feel these butterflies,
Yes.
you take some water and you drown the butterflies. So I think then that makes mentorship very crucial.
Yes.
In one's life, either you're building your career.
Yes.
And I know, Frida, one day you would want to start your own practice.
Yes,
And I
yes,
know
definitely.
yes. And I know you'll be looking at someone who has been in it.
Yes.
Not just in a medical hospital, but someone who is, and you maybe even go and start working with that person because you want to. This person will notice your potential and will push you.
Yes. Another thing, James. Now we've talked about benefits of mentorship to the mentee.
Yes.
We also need to say for the mentor, there are also some benefits. And the most basic one is that they get to pass on the experience to another person. But there's one that I like.
Yes.
When you're mentoring someone, you become accountable to learning new things. James, I want to remind you when we just began Life of God broadcast.
Yes.
And I was following you like closely. I wanted to learn the things you know.
Yes.
You kept on teaching me new things, and every day would come and tell me, let me show you something new.
Yes.
I'm very certain if you had not probably taken time to show me those things that you knew, you would probably not even be interested to learn something new.
Oh yeah, sure.
Because I found, even when I'm showing people what you've already taught me, I found that I want to keep learning new things so that the next time they come back, I have something to teach. So right now, I know how to make posters just because I have realized the things that you've taught me, I have taught everybody.
So you have to keep learning new things.
I have to keep learning new things so that I have something to give. So when you're a mentor, you become now accountable to learning new things.
Yes.
Your brain feels challenged, like they already know what I know.
Yes.
So it's time for me to know something else so that I can pass it on also.
On and on
so,
and on.
So you keep learning. And I also found out, by the way, there are studies, they were done at Johns Hopkins. There are studies that show that mentorship has positive effects on your brain.
Yes, yes.
Because now you're also learning, you're teaching, so your brain cells are active. So you can, as you pass on that knowledge, they make sure that it makes sure that you're also active. You see,
you know, when you're a leader,
yeah,
and when you're a mentor, you have to always be ahead.
Yeah, you have to be ahead.
So what
There's no
keeps
other
you
way.
ahead of others is the information you have.
Exactly.
So it means if you have having a mentor, assuming now you're mentoring, and I would really encourage you, if you have some skill, find guys you can mentor. When you notice a potential in other people, mentor them. Speak about it to them. Even if it's your children, tell them that you can do this and that, and you can do better. Mentorship.
Yes.
As a leader, you have to always be ahead.
Yes.
Always ahead.
Yes, that is true.
And so what keeps you ahead is information. So you have to keep learning. So it's actually
there's no
benefiting
other
you.
way.
At the end of the day, you come, you learn so much.
Yeah, and you become a consultant.
And become a consultant.
Yeah, so James, I think we need to end the show. We need to end the show.
Yes.
But there are things we need to highlight.
Yes.
You know, someone might be watching us and thinking they probably don't need mentorship, or they probably shouldn't mentor somebody. So if you're asking yourself that question, I want to pose 2 questions to you. If you're asking yourself, should I be a mentor? Then I will ask you 2 questions. Do you have something of value that you can teach to others? Do you have some expertise or knowledge that you can pass on to others? If the answer to that is yes, then you should definitely be a mentor to somebody. And if you're the next question is, do you know someone in your field that is just starting out? You know, someone who is young and very new to your field, that is just beginning. If the answer to that is yes, then you should definitely be a mentor.
Sure.
Then now those that are asking, should I find a mentor? I have 2 questions for you. Are you young or new in a particular field? If the answer is yes, then you need to find yourself a mentor. You need to identify someone who can mentor you through that process. And then the next question to you is, do you already know someone who you look up to and want to be like?
Yes.
Many people will say yes to that question. Even I will say yes. So if the answer is yes, then you need to find yourself a mentor. You need to identify that person that you look up to, that person that you want to be like, approach them and then tell them, please, would you kindly mentor me?
Sure.
And James, do you know it's an honor for someone to come and ask you? Think about it. If someone approached you and told you, would you mentor me in this area? Do you know it's an honor. I would feel so honored and humbled. Yeah, so I think that's it.
Wow. So I think that's amazing. That's amazing. I think we all need mentors.
Yeah,
I think
we do.
We all do. And anyone can be a mentor.
Yeah, anyone.
And Frida, we need to prove this. And some of the people who have become someone, or they are doing quite a lot in terms of business, in their areas of work or whatever. It's because they look up to someone.
That is true.
It's so hard to just put your books. You go to the office with your books and you are working with the books. You require someone who can mentor you, even at your workplace, even in your school, for you to perform what you need. You need someone who can. So, but maybe you're asking yourself, before I get a mentor, Frida, it's something I just wake up in the morning and then I start looking. Hey, I know Simon, he's finishing his thesis. I hope he's almost
our professor.
And then you say, Simon has succeeded so well in education. I need to bump into Simon and maybe ask Simon, he can be my mentor. So, Fred, I think there's some things you need to prepare yourself first by doing some 1-2 things which I'll share with you, and then test if you are actually ready to have a mentor. Because I was saying it's an honor, but also the other person who you want to be your mentor, what some other businesses is doing, maybe his time is busy, so basically you can't go wasting his time.
I actually read today somewhere someone was saying that nobody wants their time wasted. So do not be a bad mentor and do not be a lazy mentee.
You got it. So the first thing you need to check is check your strengths. What is it that you want to build? Just check your strengths. At the same time, check your weaknesses. Very important. Know your strengths. Like, this is the area I want to pursue. So once you understand your strengths, then you're in a better position to even have an interactive and beneficial conversation with your mentor. And then the thing, when you know your strengths, maybe for example, it's public speaking, it become your strength, then you know how you're going to interact. If it's your weaknesses, if you have a challenge with your public speaking, become your challenge. It gives you a place where you need to begin.
Yes.
Then what skill do you want to learn? Very
What skill
important.
do you want to learn?
Yes. If it's, for example, you could be in social media marketing and you're looking, why am I mentioning social media marketing? I think it's because I'm interested.
Yeah,
and I'm
you're
looking for a
passionate
mentor.
about
I'm
that.
looking for a mentor in that particular field. Yes. So you could want to know which particular skill you're looking at.
Yes.
Which one are you trying to learn?
Yes.
Could it be in terms of creating ads, Facebook ads? You have to be specific about the need or the skill you're trying to build. And the other thing, Frida, it's then of all these, you need to come up with very clear goals.
Clear goals.
Very clear goals, so that you're not, when you don't have goals, gives you direction.
That is
and if
true.
you don't have clear goals, you become directionless.
Wow.
Our conversation will not benefit because it will be like loud circles. But you have a very clear goal. But I want to learn how to do Facebook ads by the end of 2020. It become more clear, and so your mentor is in a better position actually to help you. The other thing, Frida, is you have to understand and even know how much time you have and how much you need to spend with your mentor. It's
nice
huge
one.
because at the end of it, we say it is a relationship.
Yes, it is.
So it's kind of an investment.
Yes.
And so you need to define how long or what time am I available to meet my mentor.
Yes.
You have to check some logistics here and there. If it's via phone call, do you have enough airtime? If it's over Zoom, do you have the gadgets? So those are some of the things you need to, because sometimes the mentors could be busy. Will be traveling all over, but for you to find a way of communicating, then you have to do some logistics, check your availability, and finally it's your learning style. Learning style. I don't know, Frida. For me, I'm a person who learns. I can give me the only work, I will learn and I'll be implement. But there's some people who are hands-on. They want to come and touch, feel, tell me, you pick this, you connect here, you get. Some people, this is how you hold this mouse, you drag it all over here. So you have to understand your learning style. For me, theory is good enough. Once I have theory, I'll figure out how to go the rest. And so you have to understand your learning style.
All right.
Yes.
I think I prefer being where the action is and doing what you're doing.
Yes, but at the same time, it's more about being able to blend your learning style. At some point, you need to be hands-on. Sometimes you also need to theory, but it's important to understand how you learn. It's good to understand your learn. So I think, Frida, having said that, we can only tell my viewer that it's important to have a mentor.
It's very important, and it's also important to be a mentor.
Sure.
After you've found a mentor, you need to pass on that experience to someone.
Exactly. You have to reciprocate.
You have to reciprocate. Exactly.
If you learn something, also find some other guys you can mentor. Very important. Very important. And we believe and we hope that conversation we just had is important and it matters. Because our aim is to hold conversations that matter.
Yes, James.
To you.
Now it's time to give shout outs to our fans.
I can see. Wow, there's so many. So many. Thank you, guys.
And before you forget, I want to appreciate someone very special to this broadcast. Investor Moas. We are going to have him here next week. Investor Moas is coming to the show next week and he's going to be discussing about action now. You don't want to miss out on that.
We are so much privileged to have Investor Moas next week. Next week. So you can't miss out on that.
You can't.
Oh, man. Wow.
Then someone else who is watching us and always has our back, Pastor Jeff Kishoki.
Wow.
We appreciate you, man of
Thank
God.
you. Sure, sure.
Then let me appreciate those that are tuned in on the pages that I have here, and then you can appreciate yours.
Yes.
Maggie Monene.
Wow.
Good to see you.
Yes.
We have Peter Kanyira Mwangangi.
Wow.
Good to see you. Evangelist Peter. Sylvia Sly is tuned in and watching. Thank you so much. John Bao says, one without a mentor has no progress. That is true. Carol Freds, our cheeky friend from EA is saying, where hiyo kumulikiwa? Carol, we see you. God bless you.
Carol, I see you. I see you.
Carol, take James slowly.
Yes.
Then I have Alan Walker says he's following.
My friend.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Alan, thank you so much for tuning in.
You should know by now, Alan, that James's friends are my friends, so you're my friend by extension.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in. Then James Gishera says he's following.
Yes.
Thank you so much for following. Then there is Justus Murata Wamadhani.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know, but I know now.
Yes, that's my uncle.
Pleasure having you on our show.
Yes, it's a pleasure. And I know that when he's tuned in, Lucy Munge is tuned in by default.
Oh, okay.
She has no option. Then we have someone called Vokes Cofield, says he's tuned in from Ruiru. Thank you so much. Yes. Purity Njoki, See, James doesn't even have words. Thank you so much, Purity, for tuning in, and I've missed you.
Yes.
And that's it for me.
Wow.
Good. I don't know if you have
more. Yes, actually my boss is watching and I make great. Thanks so much, sir. And my colleague John Gigi, thanks watching, and it's great. We appreciate you. And my own time friend. This guy is called Boniface Mutinda Samuel. Okay. The last time we met was 2009 in Machakos.
Wow.
I hope you're doing well, my friend. And it's good to have you on board. Yes. Magiadro, I can see him. Joyce, thanks so much for tuning in. And seen some other comments, some place. Good. It's good to you guys to have you. We appreciate all of you for tuning in and checking us, what you're doing. And next week we still have more time. Yes. I can say Simon Bolo, yes. Oh wow, great. He's getting blessed by the conversation, and Helen Kim is following closely. We appreciate all of you.
I have more here.
Yes.
John Mwangi is tuned in.
Okay.
He says great work and great content. He says I love the analogy with the stages. Wow. Yes. Then we have a question from Millie Motuko. By the Millie Motuko, thank you for tuning in.
Wow.
And you did a great job the last time you were on Life of God broadcast.
Yes.
Millie Motuko is asking, does a mentor and a coach serve the same purpose?
There's a mentor and a
James
coach.
Is the one who likes the word coach, so he should answer that question.
I think they're different. Coach is more professional.
Okay. All right.
It's more professional. There's that sort of arrangement. And a coach will not invite you to, to his profession. Plus, a coach, I don't have to be a doctor to be a coach to coach a doctor. Okay.
Wait. Repeat that slowly.
Like, if we say that for you, if you want to, let's say, become a doctor, if you're looking for a mentor in that field, you can only look for a doctor who has excelled, because has the experience in the field.
Yes.
A coach doesn't really have to have the experience in that field.
Oh, really?
Yes, because the approach is different.
All right.
Yes. So there's a difference between a mentor and a coach. And we're saying, I could invite you to my office and give you some work to do if you're a mentee of mine.
Yes.
But a coach will not do that.
Yes.
Will not do that. So there's that difference in terms of approach. But maybe in terms of how you conduct the session, asking questions could be the same. But in terms of the entire process, there's a huge difference.
Wow, I have learned something new today, the difference between a mentor and a coach. And I hope, Millie, we've answered your question.
Yes.
And we are so glad that you asked that question.
Thank
you so much.
And asking question.
Yes, I think that's it. Yes.
Wow, so we appreciate our guys.
Yeah.
There's team behind the cameras, there's some guys on live, and we did appreciate them.
We love you guys.
We appreciate Dulosa Media for, good work. Manual consultants. Judy, you so quiet. Talk to me. I know you're live. I had seen you watching. Talk to me. We are quiet. Yes, yes. So till next week, Freedom.
Bye bye.
It's a bye bye from us. We really love you guys. We appreciate all. Like you said, next week. Whom do we have?
Investor Moas.
Moas is
I can't
Here,
wait.
here.
Yes.
Yes. Remember, we're gonna continue the conversation we started last week.
Yes.
On social media marketing, how you go about which platform do you want to use.
Yes.
You want to use Facebook. All of them have different approaches, and still, no matter what you want, where do you begin? You got Facebook or YouTube. We're gonna explore all that, and we're gonna tell you the next time we are having Steven.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you on time so that you prepare.
Yes.
Otherwise, from us, it's a bye bye. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you guys and we appreciate.
You are watching The Convo with Dr. Frida and James Wetu. Convo, encouraging conversation that matter.